So welcome YouTube back to Regal Gentleman's YouTube channel, live and direct from Cuts and Bruises with myself, again. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. So we're going to imitate the kind of shape of haircut that I've got, be it the taper fade. So that's bursted out from the temples here and just tapered out. So obviously Stuart's got a lot longer hair than me and it's also not curly. So what we're going to do is kind of have it all kind of slicked back, but with a little bit of texture, a little bit of, well, with some layers in there so that it all kind of just stands up. At the moment you can see the longer the hair, the flatter it sits, which is exactly what's going on with Stuart's hair at the moment. So just by putting some quite long layers in, that's just going to kind of bounce it up a little bit. We'll bring up the taper here and there, but we've got to start off with some sectioning and sort of work our way around slowly, yeah? You can already see just from here back, just by putting in some layers, it's already changed the shape. Whereas when it's long, it all sits flat. Same thing happens on the top. So a lot of guys think, oh, I'll grow my hair to make it look fuller and thicker and stuff. Actually, once you kind of get past a certain length, it actually all just sits quite heavy in one section, which is usually at the bottom, and sits really flat along the head. So it actually makes the hair look the opposite of thick and full. It makes it look quite limp and dead. So it's always important to advise your local barber or hair person, see what they say. So I've not decided how short we're going to go around here. It might not take it as short as what I'm doing in the back here, but I definitely wanted to taper out this neck just to give it that nice contrast. And also for the regrowth, when you taper in the edges, especially on a longer cut, or any sort of length cut actually, but especially on a longer cut, you can make sure that it's all going to grow in nicely as well when you're tapering the edges down. If you left all of this as long as here, then that's going to grow the same as this, so then you end up with like a mullet kind of growing out. So just any sort of slight taper, it doesn't have to be right down to the nape like what I'm doing here, but any sort of slight taper around the edges on any men's haircut is just going to allow for a really nice regrowth. And also going to give the client about another 2 weeks with his haircut as well. So this is what we want. We want longevity from our trims. We don't want it to just look good on the day that they walk out. So I'm going to try and maintain as much length as I can, because we kind of want to make sure that this hair kind of touches all the way back to the crown and kind of sits in nicely with the taper that I've just done. I'm going to start off with the back sections and just work my way forward and make sure it all blends in. Probably end up taking quite a bit of length off, but still maintaining quite a lot of it as well. So when it all sits back, it all sits in nice, but then when it drops forward, you still get like this sort of disconnection through it, but without it being obvious, without it being sort of a horrible undercut. As we can see now, we've kind of come into the last stages of the trim. What I'm going to do is just put a little bit of sea salt spray in there and just give it a rough dry. I'm not going to go through it with a brush or try and straighten it out any more than I need to. Really, I really like the movement. As you can see, sort of just what's going on here at the back, the layers and the sort of that natural sort of curl and movement that's going through the hair. We don't want to get rid of that at all. We just kind of want to lift it and expose it a little bit more. And that we can do with just a little bit of product and a little bit of hot air. So let's do that. So with the sea salt spray, if you guys are using sea salt spray, this is the Cuts and Bruises stuff. Don't get carried away with it. You need max maybe 4 sprays, depending on the length of the hair. Usually you'd say about 3 or 4 sprays for short hair. So for a little longer hair, I would say about the same. Just make sure you're evenly distributing it. So you want 2 sort of around there, 2 there, 1 for luck. Just a little bit of normal water in there as well, just to dilute it. And then like a medium heat. You don't want too much velocity on it. You can put it at like a medium speed as well, and then just kind of work through it with your hands. Sea salt spray kind of works as well if you're going to put it in and just leave it, but it does help if you kind of blow dry it in and work it through with the fingers. That's when it kind of really activates and you get the best results. Just lift the hair up a little bit as well while you're blow drying, and that kind of just gives it a little bit of root lift rather than it sitting down flat. What we can also do is blow dry against the direction that we're actually going to sit it in. That way, when we go to push it back, it's got a little bit of root lift to sit on.
That like to the side kind of drop down curl
This is the thing, like it's cut all evenly, so you can pop it and drop it wherever you like. How's that, man?
Sick.
Liking it, yeah? Just taking it out there, so like I said, we can kind of follow the sort of shape of mine, but with a completely different finish. Yeah? Cool. So you ain't got to really worry too much, you ain't got to sort of worry too much behind here. Just throw it around wherever you like, and like I said, you've kind of still got all this length here. to play around with. So if you want to throw it over and see how your hair naturally kind of flicks, how you see it, as it falls, it's not too long, so it's not gonna, like I said, by pushing it forward first, like with the hair dryer and blow drying it down and then throwing it up, just gives it a little bit more height, gives it that sort of thing, you know what I mean? And then you just kind of scrunch in a little bit of sea salt. Obviously it sits a little bit nicer. You can go that way, you can go the other way. I think it kind of wants to go this way and sit like this, which I'm happy with. It's kind of nice, man.
I love that,
Cool, bro, you're welcome. So as you saw from the start of the video, Stuart came from some really long hair. I wanted to maintain length, but also kind of take it nice and tight in around the edges. So that's exactly what we did. We tapered it around the temple area and around the nape. Took in the layers, just took it slowly as we went up, and then through the top, I kind of left the hair as long as I could, over directing all of the front to the back, so we can maintain this front length, and then just met in the middle, and just kept chipping away until it was all sort of neat and looking like this, until we've got like a really versatile sort of haircut with lots of movement, utilising the natural sort of curl and shape that he's already had, but also creating just lots of movement using the sea salt spray, a little bit of hot air, scrunching the hair. Nothing really to the styling, we're kind of letting the hair do all of the work and just using a little bit of product, like all products should be used, just lightly, just to complement the haircut. The tapering not only is there for the final effect of the style, but it also means longevity to the haircut, which means it's going to just grow in a lot nicer. It's going to give the client a few more days, a few more weeks with his haircut. And also he's going to be able to enjoy the lengths in between as it grows out. As the sides grow out and stuff, you might find he actually quite likes a little bit more length on the sides, but because this is so short around here, he'll have time to work with it and play with it and stuff. So yeah, the reasons we do stuff are always going to be, there's a few reasons to them, not just for final effect, you know?